Alright, fellow hunters, time for the second episode of Read the Day, which is Heart. The episode opens in a local bar in San Francisco. Four ladies are sitting at a table having cocktails and laughing. A guy, Nate, walks over to one of the girls, Madison. Making it very obvious that he's trying to hit on her, he asks her to come back to the office with him. Madison knows he's had too much to drink and calls him a cab and says she'll see him tomorrow. Looking across the bar, she notices a man staring at her with an evil look. She turns away for a second, and when she turns back, he's gone. Madison walks out to her car, acting nervous and a bit frightened. She gets to her car, and the man is seen on the corner watching her drive off. The next morning at work, Madison starts brewing a pot of coffee. While filling up the pot with water, she notices a patch of smeared blood on the door of her boss's office. She walks in to find Nate lying dead on top of his desk covered in blood. She drops the coffee pot on the floor and screams hysterically. Sam poses as a local detective investigating the death of Nate Mullins. Nate's body appears to have one massive bite mark running down his chest. Off the record, the medical coroner says that if she didn't know any better, she'd have to say he was bitten by a wolf. She also says that his heart was missing. Back at the motel, Sam and Dean are discussing the case. This is the first male corpse. Over the past few months, several women have gone missing. The bodies turned up later in the bay, all with their hearts missing. They were all hookers working at Hunter's Point. Cops haven't jumped to any official conclusion, but they're looking for a serial killer due to the fact that the murders occurred during the weeks leading up to the full moon, which is this week. Dean chuckles and says, "Werewolves are badass. We haven't seen one since we were kids. Thankfully, they already know how to kill it." Dibbles at a magazine of Silver Bones says, "Check these bad boys straight to the heart." Sam and Dean question Madison about Nate. She says she probably knew more about him than he did. He was generally a nice person, but would hit on any girl within a 5-mile radius when drunk. She continues, saying that her ex-boyfriend Kurt got into his head that she and Nate were involved. He showed up at her office one time and threw a punch at Nate before security could grab him. She tells the boys that he showed up at the bar the night Nate died, just staring at her. Truthfully, Kurt scares her. The boys walk out of the building, both agreeing that Kurt could be the werewolf, and decide to pay him a visit. Later that evening, Madison hears barking outside. When she looks out the window, she sees Kurt standing on the sidewalk staring at her. She turns away for a second. When she looks back, he's gone. The boys break into Kurt's apartment, finding nothing but leftovers and a 6-pack in the fridge. They suddenly hear a screeching noise outside. Looking over the balcony, they find scratch marks running down the fire escape. On the street below, a cop hears a bang behind the dumpsters. Upon checking out, he is attacked by the werewolf and fires a shot. Sam and Dean hear the shot and run downstairs, only to find the cop lying dead behind the dumpster covered in blood. Sam and Dean decide to check on Madison. She tells him that she saw Kurt outside last night just staring at her. Dean suggests that one of them should stay with her just to be safe. Madison walks into the room to grab the address of the body shop Kurt owns. The boys are fighting over who gets to stay with Madison. They decide to settle the old-fashioned way with a game of rock, paper, scissors. Sam wins rock over scissors, but Dean pushes for Sam. Dean pushes number 2 out of 3. Once again, Sam wins when Dean throws out the scissors. Later that afternoon, Sam is sitting at the table like a sieve, trying to think of something to say. Madison offers a seat on the couch several times, but Sam politely refuses. Madison comes over, dumping a load of laundry on the table, and starts folding her underwear in front of him. Uncomfortable, Sam decides to move to the couch. Dean phones him and says he's got a hunch on where Kurt might be. After finishing her laundry, Madison joins Sam on the couch and turns on the TV. He gives her a quick, "Do we really have to watch this?" look. Sure, Sam replies, "I saw that. Okay, this is the deal. My house, my TV. I never watched my show, so suck it up." By the end of the show, Sam is completely hooked on the show. They're presumably watching All My Children when they start talking about Kendall marrying Ethan's father. He admits that he's hooked. Sam questions as to what she was doing with Kurt when they were dating. Madison says she's not really sure, but that she felt too insecure to leave. However, after she got mugged, her life took a turn for the positive, and she was finally able to tell him to leave. Sam responds to her by saying that he finds her unusually impressive. With ever so perfect timing, Dean calls Sam at that moment. He says about Kurt that he's definitely got his eyes glued. However, he's at a strip club in front of the stage watching a dancer go down and paying her off. Madison turns in for the night, but Sam's sticking around to keep an eye on her. Dean is sitting outside Kurt's apartment building, reloading his gun. Suddenly, the window of Kurt's apartment shatters from the outside. Runs upstairs to find a transformed Madison on the floor, hovering over Kurt's dead body. She knocks Dean unconscious, but he manages to leave a mark on her right arm. But he manages to leave a mark on her right arm with his knife before she escapes out the window. Dean phones Sam to tell him what happened. Sam says he's been with her the whole time. Never see the mark on her arm where Dean nicked her with a silver knife. He realizes she is the werewolf. He bolts the lock on the front door, saying they're not going anywhere. Sam ties Madison to a chair, but Madison's hysterical, sobbing and claiming Sam is the one who needs help. There is no such thing as werewolves. When Dean arrives, Sam pulls over to talk to him, saying that he's not sure Madison is aware of her transformations. Sam thinks that if they kill the werewolf that turned her, they may be able to save her. The Dean is skeptical, claiming the werewolf could have been anyone any place. Sam hypothesized that she was bitten when she was mugged. Asked her about when she got mugged. She said the guy who attacked her bit her on the back of the neck about a month ago. Sam says that if they can kill the werewolf who bit her, they might be able to save her and not have to waste her. Sam says he'll stay with Madison while Dean goes after the werewolf. Sam promises to shoot her if she busts loose. A blonde is walking slowly down the street. She hears a howl nearby and starts running nervously. The werewolf attacks her, but Dean arrests before he can kill her, firing 3 rounds to the werewolf's heart. Blonde gets up, frightened, and runs away. Looking at the werewolf, Dean realizes it was Glenn, Madison's neighbor. Meanwhile, at the apartment, Madison has turned to a werewolf and gets loose from the chair. Sam manages to lock her in the closet. He lets her out at sunrise and says it should be over, that she'll never see him again, and walks out. Looking at the walls in the closet with scratch marks, Madison realizes that Sam and Dean were telling the truth. The boys are sitting outside Madison's apartment. She comes into the window and asks what they're still doing here. They tell her they're pretty sure she won't turn tonight, but they've got to be 100% sure. Madison says as long as they've got to wait it out, they might as well do it together, and invites them up. The evening passes and sunrise arrives, and Madison hasn't turned evil. It looks like it's all over. Madison is so thankful it gives Sam a hug. Dean heads back to the hotel. After he leaves, Sam and Madison make love. Ooh. Sam awakens in the middle of the night to find Madison standing by the window as a werewolf. She hisses at Sam and dives out the window. Sam quickly gets dressed and runs back to the motel to tell Dean she's turned again. Dean says they'll find her. Sam says he's contacted Bobby, never the contact they know, and no one seems to know a cure for Madison. Dean says that he feels sorry for her, but that she's an evil monster. Sam, frustrated with Dean, tells him that he's supposed to be bad too and says, "You're going to save me, but blow her away?" Sam's phone rings. It's Madison. She's in a phone booth and she doesn't know where she is. She tells him the intersection she's at, and the boys pick her up and take her back to her apartment. Madison says she doesn't remember anything. Dean tells her the truth. They've killed everyone they know and have found no cure. Realizing that there's no way to save her, Sam picks up the gun and asks Sam to shoot her. She doesn't want to die, but she doesn't hurt anyone, especially Sam. She says this is the way Sam can save her. Dean grabs the gun and Sam walks out of the room, unable to speak. Sam starts shedding tears, and Dean says he'll take this one. Sam realizes that Madison is right. That's the only way he can save her. He begs Dean to give him the gun so he can finish the job. Sam says for Dean to wait in the other room. He walks out of the kitchen towards Madison, looking back at Dean in tears. Dean stares at the wall and sheds a tear of sympathy, flinching as he hears the gunshot. Aww. So now let's take a look at some continuity surrounding this episode. In trying to convince him to kill her, Madison's speech echoes Sam's pleas to Dean and playthings when he forces his brother to promise to kill him if he turns evil. First episode features the boys doing rock, paper, scissors to determine something. This is the first appearance of werewolves in the series. And now let's take a look at some trivia surrounding this episode. CW's official summary for the episode has an error where guest star David Quinlan is mistaken for Nate Quinlan, an amalgamation of the actor and his respective character, Nate Mulligan's names. The writer and director for the episode should also be Sarah Gamble and Cam Manners, respectively, but is instead replaced by Raoul Tucker and Charles Beeson in the summary. Just like the second chance theme of the episode, actor David Quinlan plays Nate Mulligan. A mulligan is a common term used in golf when a player gets a second chance. The show that Madison and Sam are watching, with the names Ethan and Kendall, was a nod to the ABC soap opera All My Children. It's also why Madison said to Sam when it was going off, "You're hooked now." Dean tells Sam, "I say Kurt's looking more and more like our Cujo." Cujo was a 1981 horror novel by Stephen King about a dog gone mad. Ladies Drink Free reveals a possible cure for lycanthropy for those in the very early stages who have only recently been bitten. This is done through the transfusion of blood from the sire werewolf. Given that Madison had been a month prior to her encounter with Sam and Dean, there was no hope in curing her. She had also already killed, which McDavies stated would make the cure unable to work. Joe Bradley revealed that in order for Sam to cry right before killing Madison, Jared thought about his dead dog. This is the only episode featuring werewolves where they are monsters driven by primal instinct when transformed. When werewolves appear on the show again, they appear blooded werewolves that can control themselves. The kind like Glenn and Madison were, which appears to be what the Winchesters have experienced up till Hard, does not appear again. It's aired by fans that mutts like Glenn and Madison were much easier to find by hunters, got weeded out by them, thus leaving the purebred werewolves behind. The werewolves' eyes changed later in the series as well, while in this episode their eyes are bright blue. Later their eyes will be green. Again, it's aired by fans that the eye color is linked to whether or not a werewolf is pureblood. Purebloods have green eyes, mutts have blue eyes. And now finally let's take a look at some errors. In the first scene where you see the corpse named for the first time, watch these pulled out of the freezer. As Sam talks to the one about his mysterious death, the dead man quite clearly blinks. Yeah, I don't know why people who pretend to be dead do stuff like that. I mean, seriously, again, you're not supposed to do that. But anyway. So overall, I think this episode is kind of interesting, but it's also kind of sad too, and yeah. And hey, we finally get werewolves in the series, so there's that. So overall, I give the episode Heart 5 Impalas out of 5. Well, anyway, tune in bed as we take a look at the final episode of the day, Hollywood Babylon. So, until then, carry on, my wayward sons and daughters.